before I get in my conversation with her, I want to apologize because this is the first time in years I've done a show here in the studio without my Star Spangled tie. And for those of you who didn't like my tie will be back on my next show. Things happened and I couldn't get my tie down here in time for this show. Mastora, welcome to the show here. You know, you're from Darfur. When did what was it like for you growing up as a little girl there? How was it, in your earlier, fonder memories, what was it like? And when did things start to go bad?
Yeah, from my memory, really, I was born and grew up in southeastern Sudan, Darfur, and it is a place that dominant by Arabic people. We are as different tribes as minority. We grow in a peaceful place, and people are living together and help each other without any problem. But there is, according to their living activities, most of African tribes are farmers who own the lands, and most of the Arabic people are nomadic. They move with their livestock from place to place. Their movement from place to place, seeking pasture and water for their animals, it caused some problem between them and African, but we have traditional leaders whose tribal leaders system, and they solve the problem between people very fairly. So that time I lived in a wonderful time, peaceful, and I hope that is come again to Darfur.
So, at what point in time did things start to get a little dangerous there?
It started to get dangerous there first time when the government abolish the traditional leader system, and instead of this government appointed officers from other place, they don't know about the norms, traditional of and culture of the area. And also the government concentrate on the loyalty of the people who appointed to be like officers instead of traditional leaders. So that time, they don't know the culture. If there is any clash, there is no way or approach to the tribes became different. So from that time, and those people also, they were not fair. So because of that, some people, they felt that they were oppressed. Some have supported by those people.
I mean, make sure I'm following you here. Okay, the people that were hired by the government, you say they weren't familiar with your norms, so they just didn't basically know you at all then. They just came to just work you.
Just came there and start to work, but they neglect in traditional we have reconciliation. We have a traditional norms that or system. If there is something happen, like in the neighborhood, each neighborhood had a sheikh that is responsible for all the people there. If there is anything happen, you have to report to Sheikh, and Sheikh immediately should come and solve that problem. After Sheikh, there is Umda, many Sheikhs. Above them, there is Umda. Above 10 Umdas, there is some. It is a whole system. And that is when it is abolished. Therefore, it became in chaos. So from that time, the clashes became bloody, very bloody clashes. And from that, this problem is started. This is one. The second thing is there is some people or some tribes came from outside Sudan. Also, government supported them, gave them some lands, and they became like a head of or like traditional tribal in that area. So this is also made some problem there. And this is the beginning of the problem.
Now, were they getting resources that you all weren't getting?
There is a resource. The problem is before that, there was a drought season.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people in the area that is had no water, they start to come to the area that has water in the south, and the fight in land, the fight in water, this is also brought some problem or some clashes. But if the traditional leader were there, they were able to help those people, and they were able to solve this problem because they were very fair and they were very known with the traditional and who is in this area and who came as a guest. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but by them going outside the area and bringing in people, mm-hmm. Things just started changing to basically go against the norm, mm-hmm. and started hurting your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And so at that point, okay, what year is this here? Is this about 2000 or when is this?
This is long ago. This started long ago. I remember that this drought season in 1980s, mm-hmm. and then that is start to go gradually. There is no traditional leader there, and everything is go gradually. And then the government start to support like part of Arabic people over African tribes. They became like powerful because they get training. Also, they form a like association called التجمع العربي, like Miss Arabic Association. Mm-hmm. So that is, and even those people head of this Arabic Association, they found support from others. So this is, they show their superiority over the other people. So from here, or all these things is go to the one side to be like supportive and superior and also powerful over the other.
Okay. Now at this time, was the government willing to listen to your gripes as to what you felt was not fair to you?
No, because Darfur is very wealthy or rich with its wealth. But since the independent 1956, there is no any development left behind. Without any development, all the resources and the revenues from Darfur send it to the capital to use in development. But Darfur, there is not any development in Darfur. So there is no that good system of education. There is no like health care, no support for those people or services. Most of the people or Darfur for a long time became a source of cheap labors. And so this is for a long time. And after that, the people of Darfur start to talk about this is enough. We need development. We need our resource here to use it here in our region. So they start to talk. Some people, they wrote some, say that in newspaper, something like that. So the government of Sudan answers that, or response for that is there is no negotiation. We took this power from elected government by force. If you need development or you need anything as a people of Darfur, you have to take it by force. This is in TV. He said on TV.
Okay.
Yeah. So because of that, some people of Darfur, they get armed themselves. And that time, there were some airplanes on Al-Fashir airports. So Darfur rebels attacked that airplanes because they assumed that, or they knew that this air force they're going to attack them. So after that, the government start to fight the rebels. They had fighting in more than 2 or 3 times. They defeated the government. So the government recognized that they need another tactic. So it start to, after that they start to connect with those, not all Arabic people, but some of them. Connect with them, and then they got support, and they are familiar with the area, geographic area and everywhere. So they start to support the government of Sudan. The other important issue is the oil. So China start to, or found its way to invest in our oil. Even though we don't have any this investment of oil, it is not reflecting anything in our life. So China wants the land without people to continue invest there. So also as a part, China supports the government of Sudan by sending weapons, technicians. Now there are many airplanes in Niala, in Fashir, technicians are there. And not only this, China even helped the government of Sudan to serve or defend its interest in international community or in Security Council. In Security Council, they help the government of Sudan. And for now 6 years, there is no sanction, there is no any resolution can be implemented, and nothing can be there.